Hello again, welcome back to the potting shed and to this care guide, species guide and project video for these Epipremnum pinnatum Scindapsus or Pothos. Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful. I just generally call them Pothos, Pothos, Pathos, something around there. These guys are really nice plants. One of my favorites actually of the sort of general houseplant category. They're so easy to care for, they look amazing, and you can do so many different things with them. And so in this video I want to tell you a little bit about them, give you a care guide and explain what I'm going to do with these two particular varieties, and I've got some project ideas that you can follow along with at home yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. So yeah, these are the pothos I picked up recently from my local garden centre, and I must admit I haven't kept many different varieties. I've owned the neon pothos for quite a few years now, and that is a fantastic plant. I love the vivid neon leaves the new growth comes out with, and it's so easy to care for, like I say, and when it's in abundance the way I keep it at the moment, I just don't think there's anything better. It really does make me very happy to see it, and I have it in my office, and so I see it all the time, and it definitely is in my top 5. A simple but effective plant. And now I saw these different varieties and I thought these look amazing, and you know what, have a look at this. It's a young plant. I'll show you some b-roll, but it's quite a young plant, and this is a typical garden centre plant. It was probably full up at some point and half of it is no longer there, but they're still going to charge you the same price. But this one's healthy enough, it's not going anywhere for now, and I was happy to buy it because the variegation on this one is beautiful. I don't know which one this is this Brazil? I haven't looked it up or anything, but I think this might be Brazil. Look at that one there. It might be, some of them are called like lemon and lime as well, so I don't know if it's that, but look at the variegation on this one. There's just a hint of the green up there. Fantastic. That is very much the lime of the neon pothos. Sorry, still getting it wrong, aren't I? But yeah, beautiful. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the new leaves come out like. But here's the thing. I thought actually they look pretty good together, and it would make an interesting project to create a plant with lots of different ones. Maybe put some neon, solid neon in there, maybe put some of this variegation and then have this one as well. I think that could look really nice and just blend it all in together. And I've got a few different ideas. I'd like to create a really long sort of a falling effect, a cascade or waterfall effect if you like, with some of those, because I think it would look really beautiful and really nicely balanced to create that. Let it grow a bit leggy and grow it down like that in a really nice long cascade. So I'd like to do that this year with these guys. But also these guys take on another really nice shape once their leaves get much bigger as well. So I'd like to take a cutting from this and let it grow upwards and let the bigger leaves come out, the more mature leaves, and see what they look like as well. So what I think I'm going to do is propagate both of these when they're big enough. There's plenty on here. This one needs some growing, but it's pushing out some new leaves and some new growth. So there's two plants left in here, so there's enough for, if I feed it well and keep it growing strongly, I think this will take some cuttings this year. So yeah, I want to do a couple of different projects with them because I think they're so versatile, and because they are such good growers, it doesn't take too long to create different effects. So at the moment my neon pothos is quite compact. I have it in a basket. I've probably got some video of it somewhere. I'll see if I can dig it out for you. It's in a basket and it's in a compact effect. I originally put it in the basket to let it sort of hang, but I really like the compact effect, and so I kept it pruned, I kept it tight, and that way if you keep clipping it, it just gets more compact and more dense, and I like the look of that. But obviously if you let these vines, these ones here, as they start to come out, if you just let them grow, they will just get longer and longer and longer, and then obviously start to come down, and the internodal length, the distance between the leaves, will get longer, and then you'll get those nice long flowing tendrils, if you like, or stems coming down. So you can really do so many things with them. That's what I like. But yeah, that's what I think we'll do for these ones. Make a hybrid mixture of the 3 different ones I have now. I think that will look amazing. Grow this on its own, potentially have it climb, because I think that will look nice. Just, I love the variegation on these leaves. The white is just so vivid. Really liking that. And yeah, have some cascade and maybe do a tight one as well, and just see how they all come, how they all turn out, and maybe we can do a review of all the different styles towards the end of the summer and see how they look. So that's what I've got in mind as a project, and these are fairly widely available. I can't always say because everyone's in different parts of the world, so I can't say for sure, but certainly in the UK, and I've seen a lot of videos in the US talking about Pothos as well, so I'm assuming these are fairly widely available. So why don't you grab some of these and follow along with me, see if you can find some. I'll put some links in the description below for the US and the UK. That's the majority of the viewers of this channel. If you're from somewhere else, I apologize, I can't put a link to everywhere, but I'll put some links up. See if you can get some plants, and maybe you can create a project and let me know how you're getting on. Or if you've got some plants like these and you've got some information, some tips and advice that you found from keeping them for a while, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram, at Houseplant Hacks. Love to hear from you there. You can DM me whenever you like. Send me some pictures of your pothos. I'd love to see them, and maybe I'll feature them on the update video as well. Or let me know in the comments how you're getting on with yours. And again, if through experience there's some specific tips you have on these, always happy to hear them and to be able to share that in the community, because the more minds, the more advice, the better, as far as I'm concerned. So let's do a little bit of a care guide, shall we? I mean, these are easy as pie, but you could say tolerating and thriving are 2 different things. So let's talk about the ideal conditions for these pothos. Bright light, indirect, not too much direct sun, and then good water. So that sounds pretty generic, but it goes for a lot of plants. This is not one that will take any baking in direct sun. You're going to get some leaf burn, some leaf curl, and that sort of thing. So if you've got a really hot south-facing position, don't put it on the windowsill. It's not going to like it. But if you've got a sunny, well-lit position, great. Water it well, leave it for it to just start drying out, and then water it well again. So it doesn't want to be kept wet, but at the same time, if it's in a high light position, it's going to use that water quicker, and then so you need to water again. If it's in a much lower light, it will tolerate lower light, but it's going to grow less. And if it grows less, it's going to use less water, so you're going to need to throttle back on the watering and water less. That's the balance that you need to remember with a lot of houseplants. You need to let the plant tell you. Get used to how it feels when it's dry. At the moment, these are ready for a drink. I didn't want to water them because I didn't want them dripping on my lap whilst I was talking to you. So when they're like this, they feel lighter. There's less water in the soil, so the pot is lighter. You can feel it. Put your finger in the pot, into the soil, just put it down half an inch or so, and feel what the state of the soil is. Is it dry all the way through? If it is, it definitely needs water. If it's just dry on top, but just below the surface it's still damp, it's going to be fine for another couple of days. So it really is a case of letting your plant tell you what the situation is. But they are fairly straightforward and forgiving. And if you let them dry out for a few days, they're not going to be too bad. They are quite tolerant of a little bit of drought and a little bit too much watering. They're pretty good. But obviously keep an eye on your plants and take the time to enjoy them. And that is watering them and looking after them. And that is a good part of the hobby. It shouldn't be a chore. It should be the the time where you can devote to your plants and enjoy that time. You know, if you've got a busy, hectic lifestyle with lots of things going on with kids and work, maybe you can see if you can find that 5 minutes once a week or twice a week just to walk around with your watering can and check over all your plants and see which ones need watering. Maybe have a look at the new leaves as they're coming out, chop off some older ones that are starting to wilt away. Just spend some time with your plants, because that, to me, is the best time. And in terms of mental health, it will really bring your blood pressure down, and just being around plants and nature for me is a real tonic. So if you're someone who can get stressed and does have a stressful lifestyle, using houseplants is a great way to bring you back to the present moment, and just absorb your houseplant. I mean, look at the variegation on these leaves. I'll give you some more B-roll, but you can see a plant and say, this is a nice plant. But are you really seeing the plant? Really look at every leaf and look at the patterns on every single leaf, and look at the point where the white intersects with the green, and the vibrance of the white and the vibrance of the green. And you could spend 10 or 15 minutes looking at every single leaf, the shape of the leaf, the way it curls, the texture, the shape of the variegation. Each one is a picture as far as I'm concerned. And so you really can get into detail with these pictures and really enjoy looking at them. So I would recommend that. And certainly for me, by the time you've worked your way through and looked at all these different plants and looked at the new leaves and really taken it in and taken a moment to see these plants, I can guarantee you will feel an awful lot better, because you've just spent some time in the present moment and allowed everything to calm down. And it's a form of meditation, if you like. So if you're someone who struggles to sit and meditate on a regular basis, then the process of meditation is to clear the mind and be in the present moment. And you can do that through pruning bonsai, you can do that through caring for your houseplants, you can do that through taking a walk in nature, and you can do that through sitting and following your breath. But all of it is a mindful exercise, and it will help your mental health. So I definitely think just spending some time with your houseplants will help. So give it a go and let me know how you get on. So the initial plan for these plants is to grow them on a little bit more and start taking some cuttings. Cuttings are really easy with these. I've made literally 10s, 20, 30 odd cuttings of my neon pothos because it needs regular trimming. Well, I like to keep it regularly trimmed to keep that tight habit that I currently have with it. And so every time I trim off a little bit, I've got some more cuttings. And if you look at this one here, those two leaves sticking out there, I hope you can see that. These are how they grow out, and you'll get lots and lots of these little runners. And each one of these, as they grow, you can trim them off just behind a leaf node, just there, and pop them in some water, and they'll grow away very quickly in water. So if you've got a jam jar in a similar place, well lit, no direct sun, especially with the cuttings, just put a jam jar, fill it full of water. As you trim these, as they start to grow, trim them off. As long as they have a leaf node intersecting here, then you will be able to get some roots, because the roots come out from where the leaf intersects with the stem. So if you wait for them to grow a little bit longer, then you can cut off maybe 3 individual leaf nodes and put them in water, and they will root nicely for you. See, there's another one coming along here, and each one of these will all root and create more plants. So that's what I'm going to do. This one's going to take a little bit longer. We do have some new shoots growing on, and I will be able to cut them off, but obviously there is only 2 individual plants in here, so that's going to take a little bit longer. But it's kicking a plant pot, I apologize, but it's the beginning of the season here. It's we're in spring now, and things are just starting to go, so I've got the whole of the summer to get these really growing nicely, and I've already got some neon pothos, pathos. I still can't get it right. I've got loads of them already in cuttings at the moment, so I've got lots of those to be able to create the project with, and these won't be far behind. I only need a few of them to start the project and maybe make some of the pick and mix varieties and see how it looks all together. I'm really looking forward to that. So why don't you follow along at home? Grab a few online if you can. If you've got some already, maybe try your own varieties and see how it looks. I think it will be good fun. Let me know how you get on. I'd love to see your own pictures, and I will keep you posted in further videos. So subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Lots more project videos and plant reviews, species guides and how-to guides all about houseplants and bonsai from time to time as well. So I'd love to see you here again. I would appreciate the subscribe, and please give it a thumbs up if you wouldn't mind, if you found this video useful or enjoyed it in any way. Much more videos to come. I don't know if you can see over my shoulder there is my very shaggy looking jasmine that has finished flowering for the year, and I put it outside a little bit too early because we had a few low temperatures overnight the other day, so it's looking a little bit sad, but it's fine. So I'll be doing a repot of my jasmine very soon. I'll give it a week or so to gather its strength again after it's got a bit cold, but it's already looking a lot better. Once it perks up again, it's got a bit more strength, I'll be repotting it. I'll show you how to do that, and we'll be taking some more cuttings as well because it's got very long and straggly. I need to cut it back, so why not make some cuttings while we're at it. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you very soon on another video. Bye for now.